Could the sparks of World War III already be simmering beneath our feet? As we navigate through the complex labyrinth of international relations, the specter of another global conflict looms large. The air is thick with tension, bristling with the electricity of uncertainty. The world, it seems, is perched on a precipice, teetering on the edge of a potential catastrophe. But what could be the cause? The catalyst? The fuse waiting to be lit? Could the tiny yet influential nation of Israel be the powder keg ready to ignite the fuse of World War III? Israel, a nation no larger than the state of New Jersey, sits at the heart of global politics. A tiny speck on the world map, yet Israel wields an influence that belies its size. But how did this happen? To understand that, we need to delve into the past and uncover the roots of this geopolitical significance. Israel's history is a tapestry woven with threads of conflict, survival, and resilience. Born out of the ashes of the Holocaust, the nation's inception in 1948 was marked by a struggle for existence, a struggle that continues to this day. Israel's location, straddling the crossroads of three continents, Asia, Africa, and Europe, is a strategic boon. Yet it is this very location that has landed it in the eye of the storm, time and again. Israel's relations with major world powers are complex and multi-layered. The United States, for instance, has been a steadfast ally, providing military aid and diplomatic support. This alliance, however, has often strained Israel's relations with other nations, particularly those in the Middle East. The potential conflict flashpoints involving Israel are numerous. There's the long-standing Israeli-Palestinian conflict, a powder keg waiting to explode. Then there's the simmering tension with Iran, a nation that has openly called for Israel's destruction. Add to this mix the sporadic conflicts with Hezbollah and Hamas, and Israel seems to be perpetually perched on a tightrope of turmoil. Yet it is this very precariousness that makes Israel a potential catalyst. A spark here, a flare-up there, and the whole region could go up in flames, drawing in major world powers and triggering a chain reaction that could lead to a global conflagration. With a history steeped in conflict and alliances that span the globe, Israel is a potential catalyst for a global conflagration. As we navigate the complex web of geopolitics, it's worth keeping an eye on this tiny nation that has the potential to shape the course of world history. How might a conflict involving Israel escalate into a full-blown world war? Well, let's walk down this hypothetical path. Remember, we're not advocating for war, but rather exploring the potential sequence of events with the understanding that our world's interconnectedness makes such a scenario chillingly plausible. Imagine a spark, a regional conflict involving Israel. This could be a territorial dispute, a political disagreement, or even a religious clash. Israel, being a nation of significant strategic importance, attracts the attention of major world powers. The United States, a long-standing ally of Israel, might feel compelled to intervene. This intervention could be diplomatic, economic, or military. However, such actions could certainly ruffle feathers on the global stage. On the other side of the world, Russia, a power with vested interests in the Middle East, might perceive this US intervention as a threat to its own sphere of influence. This could lead Russia to take countermeasures, either through direct involvement or by supporting opposing factions in the conflict. Meanwhile, the European Union could find itself in a precarious position. As a body with strong ties to both the United States and Russia, the EU might strive to mediate the situation, attempting to de-escalate tensions. However, differing opinions within the Union could lead to internal strife, further complicating the situation. China, another global powerhouse, could see this as an opportunity to assert its own influence. They might choose to back whichever side aligns with their strategic interests, potentially escalating the conflict further. As these major powers become more deeply involved, their respective allies could be drawn in, leading to a ripple effect. The conflict could spill over from the Middle East, reaching the doorsteps of nations far removed from the initial spark. The United Nations, an organization designed to promote peace and prevent such escalations, might find itself paralyzed. With its key members on opposing sides of the conflict, reaching a consensus for action could prove challenging. This chain reaction, starting with a regional conflict and escalating to global tension, is a chilling reminder of the fragile state of our interconnected world. It underscores the importance of diplomacy, understanding, and cooperation in preventing such a scenario. This hypothetical sequence of events is a simplification of the complexities of international relations. However, it serves to illustrate how a regional conflict, in a world as interconnected as ours, can potentially spiral into a global crisis. While this is a hypothetical path, the interconnectedness of our world makes it a chilling possibility. The stakes of a third world war are unimaginably high. Consider, if you will, the economic implications. In the aftermath of such a catastrophic event, the global economy would likely spiral into a deep recession. Trade would be disrupted on an unprecedented scale, leading to shortages of goods, skyrocketing prices, and widespread unemployment. The world's financial systems, so intricately connected, would teeter on the brink of collapse, causing a ripple effect that would touch every corner of the globe. The social impacts would be just as profound. We could anticipate a significant rise in poverty levels and inequality as resources become scarce and the cost of living soars. Mass displacement of people would become a norm, leading to a refugee crisis that surpasses anything we've seen before. The fabric of societies would be stretched thin, with tensions escalating over dwindling resources and space. And then, there's the environmental toll. The use of nuclear weapons, a grim possibility in a third world war, would result in devastating environmental damage. Radioactive fallout would contaminate air, soil, and water, rendering vast areas uninhabitable for centuries. The ecological balance would be thrown into chaos, with many species likely facing extinction. In the face of such dire potential consequences, the importance of diplomatic solutions cannot be overstated. Diplomacy, negotiation, and collaboration are not just preferable alternatives to war, they are absolutely essential. The complex issues at the heart of global conflicts cannot be resolved through warfare, but rather through thoughtful dialogue and compromise. The devastation of a third world war would transcend borders, underscoring the need for peaceful resolutions. So, could Israel really be the cause of World War III? An intriguing question we've been exploring. Let's quickly recap. We began by posing a provocative question, a catalyst to our discussion. We delved into the intricate and often volatile dynamics of global politics, where acts and decisions of one nation can ripple far and wide, potentially leading to a conflict on a global scale. We traced the path to war, a journey fraught with tension, missteps, and miscalculations. We examined how a singular event like an act of aggression or a political decision can spiral into a full-blown conflict, drawing in nations from across the globe, much like the domino effect of World War I and World War II. We also pondered the consequences, the devastating impact a third world war could have on humanity and our planet. The loss of life, the destruction of cities and societies, and the potential for long-lasting effects on the global economy and environment. In this exploration, we emphasized that this is a discussion about possibilities, not inevitabilities. The future isn't set in stone, and the actions we take today can shape the course of events tomorrow. While Israel's role in global politics is significant, it's just one piece of a much larger puzzle. While the road to World War III is thankfully still in the realm of fiction, understanding potential paths to conflict can help us navigate towards a more peaceful future. Let's hope that by understanding these dynamics, we can work towards preventing such a catastrophic event from ever